Okay, hi everyone, here's another video which I'm going to show you of how I've edited this photo. This is a highly edited shot, although it is not meant to look like an edited one. On the left hand side you'll see this is the final shot, and on the right hand side this was the initial shot, and I'll go through everything which I did to get to the final stage. So first of all, we'll just get rid of the before and after. And okay, so this is the before. This is what we're looking at. The first things I want to do is bring the white balance right down. Let's bring it down to a cold temperature, maybe around about 3000. And let's bring a tint down as well, just so it still kind of looks more like skin. I want to brighten her face up a little bit, so let's bring that up by about 70–80%. Now, contrast-wise, I'm going to want that down a little bit. I don't want it quite as strong as what it is there. So let's bring that down to maybe -11, but brightness up just a touch as well. Okay, so what we can still see is that everything in the background is still totally blown out, or the opposite way, totally burnt in, and you can't see anything in the background, so that's fine. Not too worried about that. I'll also want to play with the curves here. Let's just brighten up the brightest bits a little bit more with the curve adjustment, bringing that up, so that's kind of giving her a little bit more brightness, a little bit more punch to her face. Saturation. I am wanting to bring in some more of this blue, especially around her eye, because her eye looks really, really cool there. So let's just bring that up, maybe not up to there, but about up to 50% extra blue. And oh, let's also just add a little bit of the lights up as well. Okay, sharpness wise, you don't really play with that until the very, very end. Lens correction, not really to play with that until the very end as well. But down here is the camera calibration bit. And this is where it gets really confusing and really complicated. I'm going to put it, if I put it in a portrait, it kind of softens everything, the lighting's a little bit different. But I'm going to play around with the shadows and the tints. So with this one I'm going to give it a slight little bit of purple, maybe +13, that's a little bit better. The red hues, I want them to be right over, so let's bring them right up. That will make it look a bit silly. Saturation right up as well, but we'll see, just kind of getting better blues in her hair, although she doesn't really have blue in her hair. Let's add a little bit of the greens, and with the blues we'll bring that up a little bit, but we'll bring the saturation down. Let's see, how does that look? Okay, that's looking pretty good. Let's also increase the vibrance up as well. The vibrance, again, that shouldn't really mess around with the skin tones, but well, if you take it right up to 100, yeah, it's going to mess everything up. But if we bring that up to maybe +30, I'd say that's the maximum you should ever really be playing around with. And now we're going to bring the clarity down just a little touch. And then I'm also going to do extra softening to the skin, so just get the brush on and paint over the face and over the chest. And then I'm also going to add in the eye brightening and sharpening. So bring that in, nice close on the eye. That might be a little bit too much. Let's bring the brightness down just a touch. Bring it down to maybe 4. There, that'll do. But then also let's bring a little bit of the saturation down. Just a touch. So there, that's the saturation down a little bit. I like that. Okay, and now if we change the white balance, here we're really working with tiny movements. So from 3500 down to maybe 3300, I think that's kind of more the look that I'm looking for. Contrast, let's bring that up a little bit. What we could do, we could add contrast to certain parts of our face. So in here we can go to, not clarity, but contrast. Make it a nice big brush. So the contrast is up a lot. I mean, if we bring that down on the face, down kind of there, then that kind of gives more shadow. It looks like she's had a bit more makeup, but so we need to bring the saturation of that down just a tiny touch there. And that's pretty much, let's see, is that, well, we'd have to do all the spot reduction as well, so I'll do that just now. Okay, and yeah, that's me pretty much done. That's how I've got to that shot. Let's see what it was like how close I am to the original shot. Yeah, pretty much spot on there. I think the only difference is maybe the exposure down a little bit more and maybe a little bit less clarity. Let's see, put clarity up, clarity down. Yeah, I'd say that's not too bad. So that's pretty darn close. Yeah, maybe. No, definitely like a good bit of blue in the hair there. I think that's looking kind of cool. Okay, so anyway, yeah, that was just how I edited that shot. And to see what that looked like beforehand, I'll show you here. There, so that's the before and that's the after shot. So kind of highly edited, skin softening, tinting, white balance correcting, camera calibrating, skin softening, contrast changing, whole piles of little things there. Little things adding up to a big difference in the end. So yeah, just if that's what you're interested in, there you go. That's how I edited that photo. Cheers, bye bye.